pause for a moment. Feel your breath. Listen to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Ask yourself, why did this message come to you right now, in these final moments of November? Why today? Why you? And why exactly during these 2 days when 1 month is ending and the next is quietly waiting at the doorstep? This is not a coincidence. This didn't happen randomly or suddenly. This moment has its own divine timing, and this message is touching you at the exact second your soul has begun to pull toward an invisible direction, the direction connected to the energy of Group 7. Sometimes time works like a mystery. It stays completely quiet, saying nothing, yet inside everything is changing. The energy around you is moving at the same rhythm in which your life is preparing to write a new chapter. You might not fully see it yet, but you can feel it. A subtle restlessness, a gentle push, an unspoken message that whispers something big is coming. These final days of November feel heavy, as if the universe is gathering scattered pieces that you haven't had the time or clarity to understand until now. You may have noticed the sudden pressure to make decisions. It feels like it's time to choose something, release something, accept something. Deep inside, there is a voice that says you can't go back anymore. You have to move forward now, no matter how unclear or unfamiliar the path may appear. This message is a part of that energy. That's why it is in front of you right now, and why you can't look away. There are moments when you're scrolling without intention, and suddenly one word, one sentence, or one video touches your heart as if someone is speaking directly from within you. And you wonder, why am I seeing this? This is that moment. This is that alignment when time, awareness, and the heart fall perfectly in line. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. This message has come to remind you that you are standing at the very edge of transformation, where the old identity, old wounds, old fears, and old energy are beginning to collapse on their own. You no longer feel like the person you once were. Without even realizing it, your desires have changed, your priorities have shifted, and even your dreams may have begun to reshape themselves. That restlessness, that pull, those questions, they all signify that your soul is rising to a higher level. Group 7 is not just a word. It is a state of being. It is a gateway of energy where people move rapidly toward growth, clarity, and purpose. It is not the name of an outer identity. It is the name of inner transformation. Those who enter this energy often experience a quiet awakening. They feel their intuition sharpen. Nothing feels the same anymore. Decisions feel heavier because they are no longer just choices, they are direction. Spiritually, the number 7 represents completion, deep wisdom, and divine timing. It appears when one major chapter of life ends and another prepares to begin. It's the moment when you start hearing something inside. A soft voice saying you are strong enough now, it's time to move forward. The outer world may look unchanged, but the inner world begins to feel like a storm of transformation. That is awakening. That is Group 7. If this message touched your soul, if something within you shifted as you read it, then it is a sign that you are entering that state. Your decisions are no longer ordinary. Your energy is no longer scattered. Your steps are now aligned with purpose. The progress you've been waiting for is no longer working against you. It is finally moving with you. The last days of a month are always special. They are like a bridge. On one side is everything you have already let go of, and on the other is everything that is now moving toward you. This time naturally turns your attention inward. You begin to feel what is no longer working, what needs to fall away, and which people or emotions it's time to release. The heaviness that once exhausted you has now become the strength pulling you forward. This is the shift. This is the sign. You may not understand everything right now, but in the coming days, so much will become clear. Your intuition will guide you to paths you once ignored. You will begin to recognize the signs that were always around you but remained unseen until now. Your energy is rising, your mind is clearing, and your heart is ready. This message has come to confirm that you are exactly where you need to be, at the exact right time, becoming exactly the person you were meant to become. November is not just a month, it is a doorway of transformation, and you are about to step through it. Before you move forward, just feel this one truth. The universe is on your side. It is not holding you back. It is lifting you. It is reminding you that you are not alone, and you carry far more strength, clarity, and purpose than you have ever believed about yourself. This message is a mirror, showing you that you no longer fit into your old version of yourself. You have grown, and now it is time to take your place, in the energy, in the path, in the purpose that has always been written for you. Something happens in the final days of November that goes beyond words. The air begins to feel heavier, time seems to slow down, and an unspoken restlessness begins to rise in the heart. It's as if the universe is quietly whispering to your soul that something is coming to an end, and at the same time, something new is preparing to be born. This period is not just the closing of a calendar. It is an energetic transition, a bridge where you leave behind your old self and step into a new phase. That's why emotions feel intensified, decisions feel heavier, and the inner voice becomes clearer than ever before. During these days, much in life begins to shift without saying a word. Suddenly, the paths you once walked no longer feel comfortable. The desires that once led your direction begin to lose their color. And where you once tried to convince yourself, now a quiet acceptance rises that something needs to change. This pressure or push is not random. It is the realignment happening within you, a preparation that is getting you ready for the next level. When destiny changes, it never arrives with noise. It always enters quietly, creating a subtle movement inside you, like a door slowly opening. You start to realize that your everyday life no longer feels enough. Things that once excited you now feel empty, and without logic or reason, you begin to feel pulled toward new directions, new ideas, new dreams. This is the first indication that your path is shifting from within. This is the moment when coincidences begin to feel unusually clear. The same numbers appear again and again. The same sentences, the same advice, the same signs begin showing up from different places. You keep asking, why am I seeing this over and over? Why is this message calling me from everywhere? But the answer is simple. This is not coincidence. This is guidance. It is the universe's way of telling you that you are moving in the right direction, even if the path is not entirely visible yet. During these days, your intuition becomes unusually sharp. Thoughts become clearer, emotions feel deeper, and a quiet yet strong sense emerges that something important is approaching you. Even if you can't identify it yet, you can feel its presence. Often during this time, old relationships, old habits, and old cycles begin to fade away. You stop trying to hold on to anyone, you stop forcing situations. Everything begins to fall apart gently, as if life itself is making space for what is destined to arrive. This is the moment when the universe begins to pull you toward the energy of Group 7, a state where people move rapidly toward growth, clarity, and purpose. This is not an external group. It is a level of energy. The clearest sign of entering this state is the silent inner pull that calls you toward a direction you cannot yet put into words. This pull doesn't come from fear. It comes from a calm trust, like your soul saying, just walk. I know this path is right. Maybe you don't have all the answers right now, and maybe that is the most beautiful part, because spiritual alignment always begins before logic. You feel that resisting this pull is harder than flowing with it. And that is the biggest sign that the transformation has already begun, that things are being rearranged behind the scenes, and your energy has already moved ahead of your circumstances. Emotional clarity doesn't always come from deep thinking or heavy conversations. It arrives suddenly, at the exact moment your soul becomes ready. One morning you wake up and you simply know what you need to do next. Or you look at a situation you've been stuck in for a long time, and suddenly the hidden answer becomes clear. This clarity has no noise, no drama. Only a deep peace that says this is the right direction. This is the moment when you understand that you no longer need to force anything. You let go. You allow things to unfold. And in that letting go, you discover freedom. A steady faith rises from within that everything meant for you will find its way to you. And that is true alignment. If this message stirred something inside you, if your heart felt a little heavy or a little lighter while reading, if your eyes sparkled or your breath deepened for even a second, then know, this is the sign. You have stepped into the energy where the soul meets purpose. You are standing at the doorway where the old is ready to close and the new is calling you forward. Now your only task is simple: trust. Listen, and step forward slowly. You are ready. And that is exactly why this message has arrived to you, right now, in this precise moment. Sometimes life changes so quietly that we don't even realize it at first. Suddenly, you find yourself untouched by things that once created storms inside you. The same words, the same people, the same habits. Things that once broke you no longer find space within you. This is not coldness. This is steadiness. This is not distance. This is clarity. Your soul is no longer holding pain tightly. It is making room for growth. And when emotions become calm, when the mind shifts from fog to transparency, you finally begin to see which direction you're moving in and where you need to go next. In this process, the first thing you notice is that some people quietly begin to create distance. There is no fight, no accusation, no drama. Everything happens slowly and naturally, like the wind quietly changing direction. This is a sign that your energy is transforming, your frequency is rising, and those who cannot align with this shift simply fall away on their own. Conversations that once flowed effortlessly start to feel empty. Places that once felt like home begin to feel heavy and unfamiliar. But this is not loss, it is redirection. The universe never leaves space empty unless it's preparing to fill it with something more aligned and meaningful. As old connections loosen, new ones begin to emerge, and often in ways you never expected. Someone suddenly steps into your life, and you feel as if you've known them forever. A conversation reaches a depth where souls communicate more than words. It isn't coincidence. This is a sign that your energy is now connecting with souls that resonate with your new frequency. And this is where you understand the difference between attachment and connection. Attachment tries to hold tight, while connection allows flow. Attachment keeps you stuck, while connection moves you forward. So if people are leaving your life right now, don't see it as a loss. It is the announcement of a new cycle, one in which only those who can grow alongside your expansion will remain, not those who want to keep you confined within old limitations. Along with these changes comes another powerful sign, the intensifying of intuition. Your inner voice suddenly becomes clear and loud. You sense things before they happen. You read intentions before words are spoken. You know which direction to move without needing logical explanation. This is not imagination, this is awakening. This is the moment when your soul accelerates its preparation for the new chapter ahead. You start seeing signs you once ignored. You may feel deep certainty around a decision. You may feel a strong inner yes or no when an opportunity appears. This is proof that your energy is moving faster than logic, and reality is beginning to shape itself behind it. People who go through this process describe it as a quiet calling whispering to them again and again, as if an invisible guide is gently pushing them forward. It isn't anxiety. It is a calm urgency, a knowing that now is the time to rise, to go deeper, and to step into a higher version of yourself. You feel that staying where you are is no longer enough, that something greater is calling you. You may begin organizing your space, letting go of old patterns, clearing your environment, or distancing yourself from anything that drains your energy. This is not impatience. This is alignment, the direction of your soul. And when this stage arrives, the heaviness inside you begins to lighten. The grip of those worries that exhausted you for years starts to loosen. The pain doesn't disappear, but it no longer controls you. The wounds don't vanish, but they no longer define who you are. It feels as if you are slowly lifting a very old weight off your shoulders, because the next chapter of your life has no space for the burden of the past. If, while reading this, you feel a quiet shift within you, a silent recognition, a small spark of light, a deep breath, understand that this is a sign. You are standing at the doorway of transformation. You have stepped into a space where every ending turns into a beginning, where every emptiness becomes a calling, and where every direction begins to make sense. This process is slow, quiet, and unshakable. This transformation is not taking anything away from you. It has come to return something to you, to guide you to your higher self. Sometimes life begins to change silently, without noise, without announcement, without any dramatic event. You find yourself walking away from situations you once held tightly. The thoughts that consumed hours, the memories that once stole your sleep, suddenly start to lose their power. The things that once drained your energy now feel distant, almost irrelevant. as if someone opened an invisible door inside you, allowing lightness to slowly enter. You feel the voice of regret becoming quieter. Your mind no longer gets trapped in the questions of why or what if. There is a soft release, so gentle you might not notice it at first. But one day when you look back, you realize that the things that once felt like heavy stones pressed against your heart are now nothing more than dust from an old chapter. This is the beautiful sign that deep healing is happening within you. Your path is opening upward, and it can no longer carry old wounds, old pain, or unnecessary weight. As your path begins to align, the world around you begins to shift as well. Opportunities start appearing. Small at first, through an unexpected message, a sudden spark of an idea, or a situation that once felt blocked now opening. These are not coincidences. This is the universe's way of showing you that momentum is building. And then comes the moment when one opportunity attracts another. One conversation opens a new door. One small step becomes a major breakthrough. Things begin to fall into place, and support, resources, people, and solutions show up exactly on time, as if some invisible force had arranged everything in advance. You begin to feel life flowing instead of feeling stuck. And in the middle of this journey, some chapters suddenly end, without warning, without preparation, without clear explanation. A relationship fades. A job suddenly feels impossible to stay in. A routine that once gave comfort begins to feel suffocating. Yes, it may bring confusion at first and even pain, but beneath that discomfort, there is a divine purpose. The things that fall apart are never punishment, they are redirection. Often we understand later that what we lost was exactly what led us to something better. A goodbye that once stung with pain may have created space for a healthier love. A closed door may have opened a path you never knew existed. Every ending leaves an empty space, and in that empty space, something new is born. Without the old leaving, how can the new arrive? As you enter this higher energetic phase, an invisible circle of protection begins to form around you. You start to feel sudden clarity in decisions. You escape situations that could have harmed you. Sometimes guidance is hidden even in what does not happen. The call you never answered, the meeting that never occurred, the plan that unexpectedly changed. And later you understand that the detour was protection, not denial. This is when you catch yourself saying, "I don't know how, but I just felt it." That feeling is not luck, it is guidance. It is a reminder that you are not walking alone. You are supported, protected, and being led toward a higher purpose. Even when life feels difficult, there is a quiet confidence rising within you. Even in confusion, there is a gentle wave of inner peace. This is the sign that the light from where you are meant to go is already moving toward you. And during this phase, you notice that your mind and body can no longer tolerate certain environments the way they once did. Conversations feel heavy. Places that drain your energy exhaust you quickly. Spaces filled with negativity feel unbearable. Stepping away is not pride, not avoidance. It is your soul protecting your growth. When energy does not match your frequency, your mind and body naturally begin to release it. You start moving away from gossip, drama, and unnecessary conflict. You choose peace, purpose, and clarity. This separation is not a loss, it is maturity. Walking away from what no longer aligns with you is simply creating space for the new chapter unfolding within you. And once you make that space, life begins to give you everything that has always been waiting for you. Opportunities, love, support, purpose, and a direction that finally feels like home to your heart. If things around you are changing, if people are leaving, if chapters are ending, and if new opportunities are suddenly appearing, trust it. You are rising higher. You are getting closer to your biggest blessings. You are on the right path. Just keep trusting. Sparkles. Sometimes it feels as though an invisible force is pulling you forward, toward some higher place, a new level, a destination that may not be clear yet but feels strangely familiar deep within. And the very first sign of that journey is that you begin to see yourself differently. This shift doesn't arrive with noise or dramatic announcements. It comes quietly, the way the sun removes darkness without making a sound. You begin to sense that your old identity no longer fits inside you. Your thoughts start to change, your habits begin to reshape, and your inner desires grow bigger and stronger than before. This is the moment when a new identity begins to take birth, the identity that aligns with the version of you that belongs to the future, not the old one you've been carrying for years. This transformation doesn't scream. It is quiet yet immensely powerful. You find yourself speaking with greater strength and clarity. You begin to value your time like something sacred. You stop tolerating anything that drains your energy. A powerful shift rises from within. You stop shrinking yourself, and without announcing it to anyone, you step into a truer, more authentic, and more powerful version of who you are. This is the place where identity transforms before circumstances do, and the outer world slowly begins to rearrange itself around this inner change. It is the sign that you have entered a chapter where trust becomes bigger than fear, and purpose shines brighter than confusion. And then one day, a restlessness is born inside you, a restlessness that refuses to let you stay where you are. It isn't anxiety. It is the calling of your soul, which knows you are meant for something greater. Everything on the outside may still appear stable, but within you, a storm whispers. This is not all. You are so much more than this. This restlessness pushes you out of routines that once felt normal. The places that once felt comfortable now feel heavy. The weight of old patterns becomes unbearable. This is the moment when the soul says, "It's time. Move forward." This restlessness doesn't push, it pulls. It won't let you settle because you have outgrown that stage, and your soul refuses to stay on a platform where you no longer belong. This is the moment people become unstoppable in changing their lives. Not because they know exactly where to start, but because they know they cannot go back. And that is the sign that your next level is calling you. And as soon as you begin stepping in that direction, a quiet yet unwavering confidence begins rising within you. It isn't loud. It isn't meant to prove anything to anyone. It is the strength that comes from clarity. You begin trusting your decisions. You speak up where your voice matters. You stop running from challenges and instead meet them with grounded certainty, knowing you can handle them. This confidence doesn't come from applause. It comes from inner peace, inner awareness, and inner truth. You begin to realize that you were never as weak as you once believed. You are far stronger, and that strength begins changing the direction of your whole life. You no longer let people walk over you. You no longer get easily distracted. You no longer shrink in the moments where insecurity once silenced you. You stand your ground, steady, clear, and brave. Your entire presence begins to reflect that you have stepped into the wiser version of yourself. And that is the moment your soul begins to align with your purpose, and life begins opening doors you once thought were beyond your reach. This transformation is not just change, it is awakening. It is rebirth. It is the journey of the soul leading you to the place you were always meant to reach. You are growing, you are rising, and something extraordinary is being prepared for you. Sometimes a moment comes in life when everything feels like it is shifting inside you. No noise, no announcements, no dramatic turning point. Just a quiet, deep, and steadily growing sense that something big is unfolding. When you begin stepping into an aligned state like Group 7 energy, your senses become sharper than ever before. Signs you once ignored now echo deeply within you. A simple word, a meaningful time on the clock, a random number you see on a screen, or a sentence you would normally overlook. Now they all touch your heart directly, as if someone is gently guiding you toward the truth hidden behind them. These signs are not just random events happening in the outer world. They are the expansion of your inner consciousness. You are beginning to notice patterns that were once beyond your perception. Repeating numbers, synchronicities, meaningful voices, or the same message appearing again and again. These are all the universe's way of telling you that you are moving in the right direction. Time itself begins to slow down, as if it's gently guiding you forward. Answers begin to appear exactly where everything once felt unclear. And when the noise of questions rises within you, these small signs appear beneath your steps and steady your energy. Your sensitivity is increasing because your intuition is now fully awakened. Your energy is more open, more receptive, and more alive than ever before. Where chaos once dominated, silence has become your guide. You are no longer shaken by confusion, old patterns, or disorder. Your soul has tuned into a higher frequency, and when frequency changes, perception changes. The same world, the same people, the same moments, but the one who is seeing them inside you has changed. The more you pay attention to these signs, the stronger and deeper the universe sends them. The more you receive, the more clarity expands. Coincidences no longer feel like coincidences. They become maps showing you the direction of this new journey. And then one day, you suddenly feel a quiet, steady, and mysterious shift within you. An unexplainable sense that something new is being born. No dramatic moment, no loud announcement. Just a soft transformation that gently pulls you toward the place your soul has long wanted to reach. Maybe you no longer feel excitement for the things that once thrilled you. Maybe you find yourself detaching from old dreams and being drawn toward new meaning, new goals, and new forms of energy. It doesn't feel frightening. It feels deeply peaceful. It signals that a powerful chapter of your life is about to begin. You begin to feel that life is preparing you slowly for something greater. A role aligned with the version of you that has evolved through time, pain, experience, and growth. New opportunities start appearing, often without warning, but always with perfect timing. Suddenly, you begin to see paths that match your skills, your soul, and your purpose so perfectly that it feels as though the universe has been preparing them quietly for you all along. Now whispering, "It's your turn." This shift never arrives loudly. It comes so quietly that if you're not fully present, you might think nothing is happening. But inside, you know something enormous is unfolding. Your decisions are changing. Your thoughts are changing. Your relationships are reshaping themselves. The people who no longer align with your frequency slowly drift away, and those who match your energy enter your life at exactly the right time. This isn't separation. It is realignment. You're simply being moved away from everything that no longer matches your vibration. Yes, there are moments that feel uncomfortable, when it seems like you're standing in the middle, no longer fitting into the old but not yet fully seeing the new. This space may feel uncertain, but it is the most sacred place of all. This is where real transformation takes shape. It is not confusion. It is not chaos. It is preparation. The universe is reorganizing your path. It is cleansing your energy. It is strengthening your spirit because the next chapter requires you to stand fully in your power. Being pulled toward Group 7 means entering a timeline where you are safe, protected, and completely supported. Things begin to align with ease. You put in less effort and see greater results. The right people arrive without struggle. Opportunities knock at your door. Your decisions become clear. Your purpose begins to shine like light. This transformation is not something to fear. It is something to trust. It is the confirmation your soul has been waiting for. It is the sign that your life is now shifting into a direction filled with meaning, purpose, and strength. These last 2 days of November are not closing anything. They are opening doors. They are guiding you toward a path where you will no longer need to look back. Your growth is happening quietly, but its echo will travel far. You are letting go of what was never meant for you and stepping into opportunities designed to lift you higher. You are entering your true identity, not one shaped by the outside world, but one carved directly by your soul. And even when the path feels foggy, remember, you are not walking alone. Every step is guided. Every sign is a message. Every shift is preparation. You are exactly where you are meant to be. You are stepping into the brightest part of your destiny. And this is only the beginning.